Good afternoon, leaders. This is Tinyiko Motileni, your leadership specialist for women who are working or leading in the male-dominated industries. Okay, so today we are going to talk about leadership style. You know, we put a label onto leadership style before we can even identify our leadership identity. Okay, so for me, leadership it's something that uh, your subordinate are subjected to when they are with you at work. That is your leadership style. I think you can't put a label onto leadership. You know, you can never say to yourself you are an democratic leader or a transformational leader or an autocratic leader, you know, putting a label onto that leadership style, but when you get to work you do something else. You know, I don't think it matches. It complements. That thing complements each other, you know. So for me, guys, it's very much important that whatever that you do at that time, whatever that you subject your subordinates to at that time, it is what you think or what you want your leadership to be. Okay, so when you enter the male dominated industries, do not put pressure on yourself in terms of the leadership style that you need to use and all those things. No, don't put pressure on yourself. Identify first your leadership identity. Make sure that you establish your leadership identity. You know yourself. You get everything in order, you know, in terms of establishing your leadership identity. Then after, your leadership style is going to come out of that, out of your leadership identity. Okay, so it's very, very important that when you joined the male dominated industries, yes, you need to understand what is your leadership style and how are you going to lead and all those things. But for me, if ever you haven't established your identity, if ever you haven't been comfortable enough in your leadership whereby everybody knows who is Tinyiko, how is she leading, and which button can I press when in order to get what from Tinyiko, then you mustn't even go to the leadership style, because you are going to be confused and you are going to complicate things. You are going to make sure that your subordinates are confused in terms of, you say you are a transformational leader, but then you are doing something different. You are giving instructions all the time for everything. So those things, they won't match. Okay, so give yourself time in order to establish your identity, and then when your leadership is matured enough, then your leadership style is gonna come out. Okay, because something else that you need to take into consideration is that your leadership style, it's not going to be something that you can just label out of the blue moon. No, your leadership style needs to be something that you are doing each and every day of your life when you are leading the people. Okay, so you cannot just label it when you are starting, because so many things are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to instruct the people, you're going to coach, you're going to go, you know, in between all the leadership styles. You're definitely going to move from one leadership style to another before you can identify your own leadership style. Okay, so I just want to check my notes here. So my leadership style became consistent as my leadership craft matured. Okay, so that is very, very important. That's why I'm saying do not put pressure on yourself when you start. As your leadership craft matures, from one level to another, your leadership style is also going to be consistent, and your subordinates will be able to say, oh, our leader is a coach, or our leader is a transformational leader, or our leader is autocratic, or our leader is democratic, or they are going to know what kind of a leader are you in terms of your leadership style when it gets consistent as your leadership craft matures all the time. Okay, so most of the time you will do not even label when your leadership style is consistent enough. Do not even label it as 100%, because as a leader sometimes you are bound to be 90% democratic and 10% autocratic. Some of the tasks are going to force you to be autocratic. Some of the tasks are going to force you to be democratic, to be transformational, to coach. So as you mature in your leadership craft, you're going to understand, but you're gonna have one leadership style that comes to you consistently all the time. Then that is the label that you can put on your leadership style. Okay, I hope this has made sense to you and has made you to think about your leadership style as something that doesn't just get a label when you start leading in the male dominated industries. So guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and then like the video when you think that it resonated with what the content that you need to hear on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next video.